Welcome to Milan Recording Studios. My name is James Pavel Shakras. A week or so ago, I uploaded a video on my second channel, Milan Recording Studios, that I thought would also be really interesting to post here as well and to show you all. The way my two channels work is that this channel, ThePianoforever, is for instrument reviews and product reviews, whereas Milan Recording Studios is for performance videos, both from myself and also friends and other people at East Tennessee State University. So it's really for one channel performances, one channel is reviews. But this video is kind of a bit of both. It's me performing a really cool piece on a really cool piece of gear, and also I explain and kind of work through how I set up the patch that I use in that video. So it kind of is a mini review of how to use the Viscount Legend 70s and what the workflow is like on it. So it's kind of an interesting blend of both types of videos, so I thought I would upload it on both channels, because since my second channel is smaller, a lot of the people who might be interested in that type of video aren't going to be seeing it on that channel. So I figured I'd upload it here and let you guys enjoy it as well. Essentially what we're going to be doing in today's video is performing a very beautiful and very fun piece to play, Scarlatti's keyboard sonata K380, on this very awesome and very fun instrument to play, the Viscount Legend 70s. The reason I'm putting a Baroque era piece of music with a digital piano that's meant to emulate 1970s digital pianos or electric pianos is actually because this instrument is hand-built in Italy, and Scarlatti is originally from Italy, and during the Baroque era he was considered to be Italy's greatest harpsichordist, which I think is really amazing. He wrote over 555 keyboard sonatas, and he wrote other things besides that. So he was a massively prolific composer, and he was also a little bit groundbreaking as well. His music was in a different style than a lot of Baroque music at the time. He was born in the same year as Johann Sebastian Bach and Handel as well. However, his music was a bit different, and it actually helped pave the way into the new classical era that was coming in the near future. And so it was really interesting. And so basically we're going to be playing Italian music on an Italian instrument, and I really hope that you guys enjoy. Before we perform though, like I said, I'm going to set up the patch here that I'm going to be using and show you what it's like to use the Viscount Legend 70s. So let's dive into that, shall we? To do is start off with basically a blank preset here and kind of start from the beginning and decide what sound that we actually want to use for this piece. The Viscount Legend 70s has a wide array of instruments that are available in here. You have the electric piano category over here, which has electric pianos from the 1970s. You've got your sound collection module here that has a bunch of just miscellaneous all types of instruments. You got your clavinet section, your acoustic piano section, and then over here is your main section that has your reverb and your effects and also your program buttons as well. So the tone that I think I want to go for with this video is actually going to be, well, obviously a keyboard instrument. So we're going to go to the keys section in the sound collection module. We're going to turn that module on so it actually produces some sound. And we're going to use this knob to scroll through here and select one of these sounds. We've got a bunch of different sounds: electric grand, digital 80, Mark 73. But I think we want to go for something, there we go. Let's do something old. Let's do a harpsichord. That I think is very fitting for Scarlatti. And honestly, I think just the default harpsichord sound will be fine. There is only one harpsichord sound on here. There's also a clavinet within the sound collection module, and some accordions and stuff, but I think the harpsichord will be the best setting here. Let's take a quick listen to hear how that sounds. I think that's basically the sound that we want, but it is a little thin. It sounds nice, but I think we can layer something extra in there. And for that, I think what we're going to be doing is turning to the clavinet module. And now a lot of digital pianos can layer two different sounds together, but this instrument can layer a lot more. I'm only tapping into I'm just scratching the surface of what this instrument can do. For example, I could also turn on the acoustic piano module. I could also turn on a second layer in the sound collection module, and I could also turn on the electric piano module to layer together. How many sounds is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 5 different sounds at once. I'm not going to do that in today's video, but that just goes to show the amount of control and power that the Legend 70s has. For the clavinet sound, I'm thinking we're going to want it perhaps a little bit quieter than the harpsichord, and the default clavinet sound is this, which is a little bit thin and muted because the mute button's on. That's a little bit better. And these buttons here will simulate basically the different pickups that the real clavinet would have had. Let's just hit these ones and see if that sounds better. I think that that does actually sound a little bit better. I wonder if this amp, does that affect everything? No, that's just for the electric piano section. That's what I thought. So that's the clavinet section, and by itself, I think it's a little bit thin. But if we layer it together with the harpsichord, we should get a much more interesting sound. Which I think we do. Now, it is a little dry as well, and that's because we have no reverb. So I think if we come over here to the reverb knob and mess with this a little bit, why is that amp drive? Let me get that off. There we go. If we come over here to the reverb knob, we can then control the amount of reverb we have, so we can either simulate a really large hall or something a bit more manageable. And that, I think, is a good level of reverb. So now I think it's time to play Scarlatti's Keyboard Sonata K380. Hopefully you enjoyed this little quick overview of how to use the Viscount Legend 70s. It's really intuitive and really awesome. I hope you enjoy hearing this piece of music. I really hope that you guys enjoyed that video hearing the K380 Keyboard Sonata by Scarlatti performed on the Legend 70s instrument. Like I said, it's a very interesting pairing, but it's one that I think is very, very fun. And I think one of the biggest takeaways, there's a few takeaways you can make with the Legend 70s. It's cool, it looks great, it sounds good, but one of the biggest things about it for me is that it's really fun to work with. It's really fun to layer sounds and build sounds and add effects. I didn't use many effects in here, just the reverb. But if you were to use effects in here, you've got a whole bank of effects. You can layer two different ones at the same time. You can do so many things with the sound of this instrument that I just thought I'd show you a little bit. What we discussed in today's video is just a tiny, tiny amount of what this instrument can actually do, and that is why I'm really proud to have the Viscount Legend 70s here at the studio. Many thanks to Francesco from Viscount for sending me this instrument and allowing me to keep it forever here at the studio, which is absolutely fantastic. It's very quickly become a member of the family, so to speak, here at the studio, and it will definitely be used very, very often here in the studio. If any of you guys liked my videos and you want to support the channel, you might want to think about joining my Patreon account. Essentially, by joining that account and donating a little bit of money, you're able to really help me go a long way with the channel and to continue to support me and allow me to create really fantastic videos about interesting keyboard instruments. So if any of that sounds cool and you do any of that, thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.